Hi, this is Ike from IkesOutdoors.com. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of broadhead testing. We've partnered up with BroadheadShed.com and BroadheadTalk.com to bring you some of these broadhead tests. And today we're going to be testing the Steelforce Phat Head. Now this is the older style, the 2009 model that doesn't have the swing open blades. I'll give you a little information about this head. This is the 100 grain Phat Head. It's got stainless steel blades on it and aluminum ferrule, and it is a 4-blade model. And the main blades are 80 thou thick, which is a lot thicker than most blades on the market, and your bleeder blades are 30 thou thick. So it's a good durable head, and we're just going to put it through some tests today and see how it performs. First test I did last time I did this video was a sharpness test, but I can tell you these are sharp. I barely touched them and cut my thumb, so they're pretty sharp. And you can run it down your arm. Straight out of the box, I can run it down my arm, and I don't know if you can see it on there or not, but got a nice bald patch on my arm now. So they are definitely sharp right out of the box. There's no doubt about that. First thing we're going to do is we're going to step back here. I'm going to step back at 20 yards, and I'm going to fling a few arrows, and we're going to see how well they fly. And the bow that I'm going to be using today is an Athens Accomplice. I've got it set right at about 56 pounds. This is my target bow. I'm not going to bump it up any in weight as far as that goes. I want to make this broadhead perform at a weight that I'm comfortable with. I'm not going to put it up there to try to make it overperform and try to make the test results something that they shouldn't be. This is about the weight that I hunt with. So we're going to make this broadhead perform under the circumstances that they would in a hunting situation. Again, this is an Athens Accomplice. I think it's set on about 56 pounds, maybe 58 at the most. And I'm shooting a 27.5-inch draw, and I'm shooting a Victory V-Force arrow. Weighs about 380 grains. So pretty light setup with these broadheads. And again, that's a 100 grain Phat Head. So we're going to step back here at 20 yards on our first test and fling some arrows. Okay, so from 20 yards, I'm putting them all pretty much touching this center circle, which for me, that's pretty good. If I was a little bit better shot, I'd probably be punching that red dot out every time. Arrows are flying real good, no kick to them, just a nice smooth flight. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do here is some penetration tests. What I've got here is I've got a piece of foam. It's got a low density foam on front. It's about a half, maybe 3/4 inch thick. It's got a low density foam on the front. It's got rubber in the middle. It's got a real high density, real thick foam in this layer, and in the back of it's rubberized as well. So we're gonna step back here at about 10 or 15 yards and just sling some arrows into this stuff and see what kind of penetration we're gonna get. I'm gonna do one with it single, and then I'm gonna do the next one with it doubled up. So we'll double this up to see how good we penetrate. Okay, on that one I got almost all the arrow shaft. It went up to about right there, this is about a 27.5-inch arrow, so pretty good penetration on that. I'm going to double it up and see what kind of penetration we can get. Okay, a little less penetration on that one. Got about half the shaft there. Not quite as... Okay, so we got it just almost the same amount of penetration on that, just not quite as much. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to throw this foam book up in front of there and see what kind of penetration we can get on it. It's going to be backed by that same foam we used in the last test. Even with the foam book in front of it, it's still got the same amount of penetration as it did before. It's just really doing a good job on these penetration tests. And I'm bleeding again. Okay, so our next test, what I've got some Ballistics Gel here that I made. This is real easy stuff to make. You can find out how to make it on the internet, real easy stuff. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set this up just like this and try to shoot long ways through it if I can actually hit the thing. And I'm going to put it right in front of this foam. It'll test penetration as well as it'll show us a good wound channel. Okay, so I hit it kind of low and the arrow went pretty much all the way through it. You can see, I don't know if the camera's going to be able to pick that up or not, but there's the entry hole. There's the exit hole. This time I'm going to put a little bit of leather in front of it. I got some just leather straps here. I'm going to try to simulate hide. Well, I missed the shot probably because I didn't have my camera down, but you can see that leather slowed the arrow down quite a bit. It's just a doubled up thick piece of leather. It's probably 1/16 inch or maybe an 1/8 inch thick. And it had the Ballistics Gel behind it. There's the entry hole on the leather. There's the exit hole. I want to find something that's going to stop this head as far as penetration. I'm going to find something that's really going to test it. What I got here is some plastic. This is the plastic like you would find in shops, like in the shop that I work in, on the big bay doors. They hang it down to keep the wind from coming in and stuff when they open those big bay doors. And what I've got is I've got it rolled up here, and there's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers of that stuff, all rolled up, and they're probably each a 1/16 or an 1/8 inch thick. So I'm just going to roll it up like this, and I'm gonna try to hit that with my bow and see how kind of penetration we can get on it. And again, I'm going to leave it back with that same foam we had from our first test. Okay, now that stopped it. Got maybe 3 inches of penetration. Got through one side, but barely got through the other side. That stuff really slowed her down. That broadhead is really jammed in there too, pretty hard. It'll take me a minute to get that. Okay, so it looks like it did get through the other side. It looks like it just bounced back. This is my entry hole, and you can see there it cut the other side. I don't know if it actually made it through or if just the force. It looks like you can see the shape of the broadhead, so it looks like it made it through and it actually just pulled it back. And then once again, you can see how thick that is. That is some tough stuff. That thing didn't go 3 inches in there. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is a destruction test. I wanted to try to get some more bone, but the local processor has some ordinance about releasing bone out to the public and not properly disposing of it. So I'm going to use a brick. We're going to shoot a brick a couple times and see what happens with it. Last time we shot a steel drum. So this time we're going to do something different. We're going to shoot a brick and maybe simulate bone a little bit. Okay, so I made the shot on this brick and I forgot to turn my camera back on, so we're going to do it again, but I wanted to show you the results of the first test. Hit the brick right there and kind of caught it with a glancing blow, and it bent the side of the head, or bent the main blades on the head a little bit. Other than that, the blades are in pretty good shape, and it tore my arrow up, so I'm using a different arrow now. What I'm going to do this time is I'm going to get a different brick, one that's solid, and I'm just going to shoot this thing right into this solid brick, and we're going to see what it'll do. Hey, there we go. Grade A, top quality, #1 brick, best in the country. Best one I can get my hands on anyway. We'll see what kind of damage we can do to this brick and see what kind of damage we can do to this head. One thing I can say is if you're ever going to do this on your own and you're going to shoot bricks, wear some eye protection, maybe a face shield, because this stuff is going to fly. Our #1 grade A, top quality brick didn't hold up real great. So the head, the arrow, didn't hold up real great. All the veins went flying off of it and it busted the knock completely. So, but the head is in pretty good shape. The main blades are bent again, but overall not too bad. So that's the Steelforce Phat Head. Held up pretty good to all the tests we put it through today. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm Ike from IkesOutdoors.com. Be sure to visit BroadheadShed.com and BroadheadTalk.com as well. You can view this video there on BroadheadTalk.com. And I'd like to thank those guys for helping me put these Broadhead videos on. Thank you for watching.
I like good times, good wine, good smoke, and a 5-piece bed. And ooh, I can't